The United States military is the most powerful force on the planet. With advanced weaponry, global military bases, and an unmatched defense budget, America has dominated the world stage for decades. From the vast reaches of the Pacific Ocean to the deserts of the Middle East, the reach of the American military is undeniable. But how did the United States achieve this military dominance? What are the historical struggles and technological leaps that propelled this nation to the forefront of global power? These are the questions we will explore on our journey today, a journey through history to understand the making of the world's most formidable military machine. Stay with us till the end to uncover the full story. Like and subscribe for more deep dive case studies. Our story begins in the late 18th century, with a young nation struggling for its very existence. The American Revolutionary War saw the birth of the Continental Army, a ragtag force transformed by necessity into soldiers. Though outmatched in experience and equipment, they possessed an unwavering spirit for freedom that ultimately carried the day. The War of 1812, a second confrontation with Great Britain, further tested the young nation's resolve. On land and at sea, American forces proved their mettle, solidifying their independence. The American Civil War, a brutal conflict, truly forged the United States into a military power. The industrial might of the North clashed with the agrarian South, leading to innovations like ironclad warships and trench warfare. This conflict laid the groundwork for the military juggernaut that would emerge in the 20th century. The 20th century would dawn with new challenges, drawing the United States onto the world stage and transforming its military into a global force. The First World War shattered the illusion of a world at peace. The sinking of the Lusitania by a German U-boat ignited public outrage, leading the U.S. to declare war on Germany in 1917. American soldiers, known as doughboys, arrived in Europe, tipping the balance in favor of the Allied powers. World War I marked a turning point, signaling the U.S. emergence as a major player on the world stage. 2 decades later, World War II erupted, and the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 shattered any lingering American desire for neutrality. The U.S. transformed into the arsenal of democracy, mobilizing the largest military force in its history. From Normandy to the Pacific, American forces played a decisive role in the defeat of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. World War II left the U.S. as a global superpower, but a new threat, the Soviet Union, loomed on the horizon. With the ashes of World War II still smoldering, a new conflict began to take shape. The Cold War, a geopolitical chess match between the United States and the Soviet Union, dominated global affairs for nearly half a century. Fear and suspicion fueled an unprecedented arms race, with both superpowers living under the constant threat of mutually assured destruction. The development of intercontinental ballistic missiles created a chilling reality where annihilation was but a button push away. The Cold War was also a battle for technological superiority, leading to groundbreaking advancements in aerospace, computing, and materials science. The space race, epitomized by the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik and the American Apollo missions, showcased the technological prowess of both nations. Throughout this era, the United States maintained a global network of military bases, a strategic web designed to contain the spread of communism. The Cold War solidified the U.S. position as the leader of the free world, with its military standing as a bulwark against Soviet aggression. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War and ushered in a new era of global politics. The United States emerged as the world's sole superpower, its military might seemingly unrivaled. Today, the United States spends more on defense than any other country in the world. Its defense budget dwarfs that of its nearest competitors, reflecting its commitment to maintaining a technological edge and a global military presence. The U.S. military maintains a vast network of bases around the world, providing unparalleled global reach. These installations serve as logistical hubs, training grounds, and forward operating bases, enabling the U.S. to respond swiftly to crises. The U.S. Navy, with its 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, remains the most powerful naval force in the world. These floating fortresses are symbols of American military might and a testament to the nation's commitment to maintaining maritime supremacy. The 21st century has brought new threats, forcing the U.S. military to adapt and evolve. The United States has long prided itself on its military prowess, driven by a relentless pursuit of technological advancement. Stealth technology, which renders aircraft and ships nearly invisible to radar, has revolutionized air superiority. The F-35 Lightning II, a fifth-generation fighter jet, embodies this technological leap. Hypersonic missiles traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5 pose a significant challenge to traditional air defense systems. Unmanned aerial vehicles or drones offer the U.S. military a range of capabilities with reduced risk to human pilots. The development of autonomous drones is further pushing the boundaries of warfare. Cyber warfare has emerged as a critical domain of conflict, with the U.S. Cyber Command defending the nation's critical infrastructure. In 2019, the U.S. established the Space Force, recognizing the growing importance of space as a warfighting domain. The Space Force is tasked with protecting U.S. assets in orbit and developing capabilities to deter and defeat adversaries in space. Since World War II, the United States military has been deployed to conflicts and crises around the globe. The Korean War, fought from 1950 to 1953, marked the first major test of American military might in the Cold War era. U.S. forces played a pivotal role in repelling the North Korean invasion of South Korea. The Vietnam War, a protracted and divisive conflict, left a deep scar on the American psyche. The Gulf War, launched in 1991, showcased the overwhelming firepower of the U.S. military. Operation Desert Storm liberated Kuwait in a matter of weeks. The September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks ushered in a new era of warfare. The subsequent War on Terror led to the U.S. invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq, testing the limits of American military power. While the United States military remains the most powerful force on the planet, its dominance is not absolute. New challenges are emerging that threaten to erode America's military edge. China's rise as a global power poses a significant long-term challenge to U.S. military supremacy. China's rapidly modernizing military and growing economic might are shifting the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region. Russia, despite its economic woes, remains a formidable military power with a nuclear arsenal capable of threatening the U.S. homeland. Cyber warfare presents a unique and evolving threat, with state-sponsored hackers targeting U.S. government agencies and critical infrastructure. The proliferation of advanced military technology is leveling the playing field. Countries like Iran and North Korea are developing ballistic missiles and nuclear weapons. Non-state actors like terrorist organizations are gaining access to sophisticated weaponry, posing new threats to U.S. interests. Gazing into the future of warfare and global power dynamics is akin to peering through a swirling mist. Will the United States maintain its grip on the global chessboard, or are we witnessing the dawn of a new era? The answer lies in the interplay of numerous factors: technological innovation, economic strength, geopolitical alliances, and the willingness to adapt. The U.S. retains significant advantages, including its vast defense budget, technological prowess, and global network of alliances. However, resting on past laurels is a recipe for complacency. To maintain its edge, the U.S. must continue to innovate and outpace its rivals in the development of next-generation technologies. The nature of warfare is undergoing a metamorphosis, blending conventional military operations with cyber warfare and space-based conflict. Success will require mastery across these domains and the ability to counter adversaries who operate in the shadows. Maintaining public support for a robust military posture will be paramount. The journey through the history of American military power offers valuable lessons for understanding the dynamics of power in the 21st century. Innovation has been a defining characteristic of American military power, often turning the tide of conflict in its favor. Alliances forged in times of conflict and nurtured through diplomacy have been instrumental in projecting American power across the globe. The United States' network of allies provides a strategic depth and a global reach that no other nation can match. Defense spending, while essential, is not a panacea. The nature of warfare is constantly evolving, and the United States must be willing to adapt its military doctrines and strategies. The rise of non-state actors and the advent of cyber warfare require new approaches to maintaining military dominance. For over a century, the U.S. military has been the most dominant force on the planet. With the largest defense budget, cutting-edge technology, and a global presence, America has shaped world history like no other nation. But as China and other countries rise, and as warfare evolves with AI and cyber threats, the question remains. Will the US continue to rule as the world's military superpower? The answer depends on the choices made today, on the investments in innovation, the strength of alliances, and the willingness to adapt to a rapidly changing world. Let us know in the comments what you think the future holds for the US military. If you enjoyed this case study, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history, power, and global affairs. Stay tuned for our next big story.